thank you, and thank you. Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. My name is Calvin Dean. I have, in the last 17 years, picked 16 out of 17 Super Bowl winners. Yes, 16-1, guys, 16-1. And I just wanted to, touch base with you guys. It's a beautiful Sunday. Grab a cup of coffee, listen to the show. I have a cup of coffee in hand. Excuse me for 1 second. Dark coffee. I love dark coffee. Nothing in it. Just, something about coffee, guys. I just love it. I love it. So what we went over last time, or my last show, we went over different positions. I did a mock draft 2.0, right? And this is mock draft 2.5. There's a few changes. Michael Penix, by the way. Michael Penix, the big news with Michael Penix, he's threw for 4,600 yards or 4,800 yards, a couple years ago, and then last year over 5,000 yards. The kid is just great deep thrower, really nice deep ball. And he reminds everyone of Tua, but a little bit taller. But still, his accuracy. His accuracy is amazing for that many yards being thrown. His accuracy was just, wow, steadfast. So, he does like to run. Now, he's had 2 injuries. He had 2 ACL tears. But he just ran, his pro day, he's ran a 4.5. A 4.5, guy. He tore an ACL. He's at 4.5. He's a quarterback at 4.5. He's not a Lamar Jackson, a lot quicker. But, wow, that's impressive. It's impressive. And, he's back in the fold, so to speak, right? And the guys, I want to tell everyone, if you are a first-time listener, I started back when I was 9 years old picking games. My mom would bring me to her work, and I would sit in the bar, and they'd give me the Shirley Temples, which I thought was really cool. I was drinking in a bar. And my mom would work, and then they would get these football parlays, the Syracuse Mob. The mobsters would bring in these football parlays, and everyone would bet on them and stuff. And my mom handed me the parlay one day, and I picked games, and she won. And then we picked another games, like 8 more games, and she won. And then she won. And then the mobsters, they asked them, they said, "Yeah, who's picking these games?" And it was my son, a 9-year-old, in the bar. Well, anyway, they said, they told her, "Oh, we can't have a 9-year-old pick games. That's illegal." Well, hello. You guys are illegal. Anyway, that's who I am. And I've been picking games ever since. And welcome to my channel. For all my listeners, Johnny, Stu, Marlon, Francisco, Chris, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tony, thank you, Tony. And, hey, Nikki's Niners. Yeah, good old Nikki. I tell you, I didn't say good old, did I? Nikki, I didn't say good old. Good old friend. Why don't we just say that? And she listens to the show. She loves it. She loves Jimmy G. Jimmy G is in free agency right now, and I think he would be a good fit for a team, especially when quarterbacks start getting hurt. All the first-string quarterbacks, that happened last year. Remember, Aaron Rodgers, and so on. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. Kay, Georgia Peach, woo. And she lives in Nebraska with her family, and I thank you so much for listening. That means a lot to me. Everyone, thank you. Thanks for listening, and let's get on with the show. Wow, we just had a huge, mega trade this last weekend. This is last week, actually. It was Mr. Stefon Diggs Mr. Stefon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills. Now, mind you, think about this. They get rid of Gabe Davis. They get rid of Stefon Diggs. I mean, we're going to have to look at that Buffalo Bills wide receiver room. You know, I don't know who they're going to bring in, who they thought they were going to bring in. Could it be OBJ? I don't think so. Why would we want to go from one head case to another head case? Head case meaning Stefon Diggs. The guy's a head case. Throw me the damn ball type of mentality. And he gets all pissy if he's not getting the ball. Man, trust me. I mean, he's good. He's very, very good. But he's not, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. It rubs me the wrong way. Be thankful that you're in the NFL. Be thankful that you're getting all that money. Be thankful of your talents. Show us your talents. But stop with the me show. It's all about me. Oh, me. Stefon Diggs. That's Stefon Diggs. Me. Oh, man. But I'll tell you something. Think about this one. He goes to the Houston Texans. Yes. With the signing of pass rusher Danielle Hunter and the trades to acquire running back Joe Mixon and wide receiver Stefon Diggs, the Texans have become the first team in history to add players who respectively had, ready? 10 sacks, 1,000 plus rushing yards, and 100 plus receptions in 1 year. Wow. I mean, they are just loading up. Look at what happened to them last time. Look, they made it to the playoffs. Wow. And they played their hearts out. I mean, I'm telling you something. The Houston Texans those three acquisitions, they're going to be tough. Now, I hope C.J. Stroud, his rookie season was just amazing last year. But this is the second year. Sometimes what happens is a lot of defenses, now they know who he is. Now they know his weaknesses. Now they know where to get him and where to keep him. Now, could he be that good to come back a second year and have the same results? Well, look what they just got. They got running back Joe Mixon, Stefon Diggs, and a pass rusher. And their defense was even getting better, guys. Wow, they are surprising. They're surprising in the AFC South with a title in the division round. I mean, they're clearly the number one picks to win a title again, especially with these, but we'll see. We'll see. You never know, guys. You never know. I mean, like I said to everyone, I'll tell everyone, is that you never know about the second year of a running back, right? Now, free agent running back Dalvin Cook remains confident ahead of his next opportunity. And this is what he says, I'm still the guy. I'm still the guy. I think he is. I think he just, came into the Jets, and I don't know why they didn't use him. You had a 1,000-yard season a year before, and he goes to the Jets, and they just didn't play him. And I never understood that. I think I would have started playing him. He's that type of running back. You keep playing him, you keep running him, and then he just breaks a big one. That's who he is. He's not an instant, but he's really tough. I think he's a great pickup for some team that needs a running back. The Patriots agreed to terms with safety Kyle Duggar for 4 years, an extension. Wow. 4 years worth, ready? $66 million. The Patriots have always been that. They always loved that defense. Titans cornerback Jazarius Sneed excited to grow with Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins. I've never had two elite wide receivers like that. That's what he told me. Hey, why not? I mean, of course. And Eagles offensive tackle Jordan Malaya on his contract extension. Wow, he's just so excited about that contract extension, and well deserved. And when he got his contract, and he said the first thing he said was, "I am very grateful to this organization." That's class. That's class. It's other than maybe Stefon Diggs saying, "Throw me the damn ball." Anyway, Giants, Darren Waller still hasn't made a decision on playing in 2024. As you know, I mean, you could look at one of my shorts on Darren Waller, and he is, he just talks about his drug use. And I feel sorry that he's really struggling with that, because he was such a great player. Like I said, was a great player. I just don't think he's motivated in his mind to become great again. He was amazing. He really was. He was one of the best a couple of years ago, but now he's just a shell of himself. So I think he's either that or he's going to get on it. I mean, I hope he gets on it. I hope he proves me wrong. I would love that. I would love to see Darren Waller get on a team and just ball. That would be the most exciting thing to look at, because when he was balling, he was the best. And I would love to see him. I really would love to see him do that again. And how about Mr. Aaron Donald retiring, right? We all know that. And believes that Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua can go on to do things that have never been done in the NFL. That's what Aaron Donald's stating. So that's a pretty big statement from a superstar legend of Aaron Donald, who has just made every single year that he came into the league. Every single year. Think about that. All 10 years, you entered a league, all right, as an NFL player, and you get on the All-Star team every single year. Wow. I mean, that, my friends, is huge. Huge. I mean, huge, guys. Huge. But hey, Stefon Diggs, that whole trade, I don't know where Buffalo's going these days. My brother, love you, Bill. He listens to the show. Love you, brother. Love you. And he's a Buffalo Bill fan. We were when we were kids. We were Buffalo Bill fans, and we still love the Bills. I don't have a favorite team anymore, but when we were kids, we watched the Bills. So now he's probably just shaking his head, just going, "Oh, I don't understand." But but my brother's favorite team, Buffalo wasn't really his favorite team. The New York Jets was my brother's favorite team. But the only reason why we watched the Bills so much is because when we were kids, we used to go to their games and stuff. So it was kind of fun. Anyway. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're going to do. They're without Gabe Davis and Stefon Diggs. Wow. I mean, it's just like, whew, they must have something up their sleeve. You know what I mean, guys? I think there's a lot of good wideouts coming out of the draft. They also saw what Kansas City did last year, where they got rid of, a couple of years when they got rid of Tyreek Hill. Right, and then they got rid of all these other premier receivers, and they stuck with Patrick Mahomes to mold them, like the Rashid Rice, who just got in trouble with the law of drag racing. Oh my God, that's another story. I mean, man, what are you thinking? I know you're 22, 23, but what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You're about to enter greatness in the league. You did great last year. You could even do better. You have one of the best. You have the best quarterback in the league, and you are the number one wideout. What are you thinking? Wow, think about it. You're better than Hollywood Brown. You and him. Whoa, but you're going to get suspended now, dude. You're going to lose money. All for what? Pumping your chest on a drag race? God, man, I don't know. I just don't understand why people do those kind of things. I know that you're young and stuff, but man, where's the parenting? It's all about parenting. I think that is true. When it's all about parenting, knowing what your kid's doing. My mom, she raised my brother and I without a dad because he passed before I was born. And, man, she knew exactly what we were doing all the time. Strict, but she knew exactly what we were doing and put us in sports, yada, yada. But anyway, God bless Mom. And she was great. So that's what I'm trying to get at, is that it's parenting, making sure that the kids are doing the right things, not doing the wrong things, being on top of it. And that's important. That's important, and it shows in your later life, because, I mean, what are you doing? And then I heard there was guns involved. There's something like that. Maybe that's just a rumor or whatever, but some guy that was taping it was yelling, saying, "Hey, I saw him take some guns out," So I don't know what's going on there. So maybe that was just AI. You gotta now, guys, AI, with all this AI stuff. I'm serious. Now, you kind of, now you're like, I wonder if that was true, But anyway, we're days away, guys. Today is the 7th. On the 25th of this month, we have the NFL 2024 NFL Draft. And now, the Vikings and the Broncos, they're intending, they need to get quarterbacks. So they're going down, man. The Vikings they're going to trade down. They're both teams, I think, are going to trade, especially with the Vikings making the Houston trade, right? And they get an extra first round pick on that, and it's this year. So they have 2 first rounders. So the thing is that, why not trade, down if you need a quarterback, and both teams need a quarterback. So I really think that now Michael Penix has been a big talk, and he's got a live arm, big arm. He's got Justin Jefferson to throw to. Wow, right? And then the same as the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to trade down. It could be big Drake May for the Broncos. That cold weather there. But I think the number one pick is the Chicago Bears, right? That's the number one pick. And then obviously everyone is going to be predicting that Caleb Williams of the USC Trojans. I mean, no surprise, he's going to go number 1. So I think he is a number 1 pick. I think he's going to do great things in the NFL. That's my opinion. He had some great passes. I mean, some high arcing, deep throws that I have never. I mean, off-platform type of playmaking ability. I mean, he really is. If you look at his, just guys. If you are questioning Caleb Williams, I want you to go to YouTube and type in Caleb Williams highlights. And man, you got some, or even just what I like doing. I just don't like to watch the highlights because, I really don't. You have to look at the lowlights and the highlights. Both to get a round choice. And that's what I actually did the other night. And I just went in depth. The kid is good. He is really, really good. And I mean, wow, that offensive line just sucked for USC. And he still got out of the pocket, still moved around the pocket, and made some amazing throws. And then the defense of the USC Trojans was like, where were they? They were never there. He was always having to throw touchdowns after touchdowns after touchdowns because their defense would just let 50 points a game go by, A little exaggerant, but it was like that. You've seen it if you watched the Trojans last year. And then the Washington Commanders are number 2. They need a quarterback. So I really think that the number 2 pick will be Jaden Daniels of LSU. I think he is just obviously the pick. I think he'd be very effective in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Cliff Kingsbury used to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he brought on Kyler Murray, and he did well. It's just the team didn't do too well, the whole team. So now he's just the offensive coordinator, which he was the offensive coordinator of Caleb Williams at USC. There you go. So I think Jaden Daniels fits perfect into his offensive, schemes. It's Washington Commanders are going to be different guys. Cliff Kingsbury's, that offense it's a fun offense to watch. So you Washington Commander fans, have fun with that. Have fun with that, especially with Jaden Daniels. You're going to have an uptick with the Washington Commanders this year. Trust me, you will. And number 3 pick would be the New England Patriots. Now I would just think that who's in their division? Buffalo Bills, right? They've watched Josh Allen win 21 of 26 contests against AFC East foes since they started the decade, right? Yeah. Throwing over 7,000 yards, 57 touchdowns to go along with 1,000 yards and 10 scores on the ground against all the division opponents. I mean, I think they want someone that, big, and Drake May. I think Drake May reminds them of Josh Allen and Jared Mayo and company. You have a big-bodied, strong-armed Allen. Well, guess what? Drake May is right there, and I think it could be tough for the Pats to pass up on him. I really do. I think it would be really tough. I think they're going to pick Drake May coming off the board. And then the next quarterback to go is, I think, either the Vikings or the Denver Broncos are going to trade up with Arizona for the number 4 pick. I really do. And I think the number 4 pick, if it's the number 4 pick would be J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. The kid, he lost 2 games? He was really good, guys. JJ was really good, and he's. I think Sean Payton gives up a first and a third round picks in the 2025 draft for a quarterback of the future. Either that, like I said, or that's not impossible. And his lack of volume in college might be seen as a negative by some, but perhaps to Peyton, who might think it'll make him easier to mold as an athlete, former Wolverine, into a top-level quarterback. That could be true. He just take him under his arm and, hey, you listen to me. I'm going to make you as my quarterback, but you got to do what I got to do. You have to be a leader. You have to be this, and he's a leader. He just won the national championship, and he was really good. High percentage passer, very high, and I'm giving that one up to Mr. McCarthy. Now I know that the Chargers are number 5, right? So the thing of it is with Jim Harbaugh, they have their quarterback. They got rid of 2 wide receivers. They had to. Salary cap issues. It was like up until the last day of salary cap, they were still $25 million over. So they just got rid of Eckler. They got rid of Williams. They got rid of Keenan Allen. Allen goes to the Bears, and Wow. I mean, whew, Williams, goes to Jags, I believe. Anyway, it's just Keenan Allen. I mean, he's going to thrive with Mr. Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. Think of that team. Oh, wow. And Swift, they have Swift as a running back. Whoa, wow. Watch out for the Chicago Bears this year, that's for sure. Back to the 5th pick of the Los Angeles Chargers. Of course, they're going to need a wide receiver. I guess Marvin Harrison Jr., they're probably going to go with him. They operate their offensive, Harbaugh might want to offense, to operate with a run first mentality. That's what he was in Michigan, was always run first. Run, set up the pass, But it's hard to pass up on a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, his kid's easily a top 10 pick this year. But, then I have Neighbors, too, who I like. Neighbors out of LSU, the wide receiver. So I think those two are going to go because the Giants are picking 6. And Giants want a wide receiver. Or, they might even want an offensive lineman, the Giants. So, and Tennessee is number 7. If Joe Alt is still on the board, they're going to pick Joe Alt, And then you got the Arizona Cardinals, like I said. The problem is they're going to pick number 8 because they traded with the Denver Broncos to get number 4. And the Cardinals are going to pick another wide receiver, Rome Odunze, after initially moving down from number 4. Monte Osafont trades to the number 12 pick, a 3rd and 5th rounder to jump back into the selection. So they have to make some changes to get back into the number 8 spot. That's what I think is going to happen. And then they're going to pick Romeo Duze, out of the kid out of Washington that Mr. Penix was throwing to. So, man, definitely. The Chicago Bears are number 9. Chicago gets 2 top 10 picks. What would you want? Okay, so you have your wide receivers. You have your running back, right? And, of course, you're going to have to shore up that offensive line. But who do you need as in defense? What wins championships, right? Offensive. Yeah. What wins championships, guys, is the quarterback and an edge rusher. And I think the Dallas Turner would definitely go as an edge rusher. And last but not least, the 10th pick of the New York Jets, and I think they're going to pick Brock Bowers, the Georgia kid, tight end. They're comparing him to Kelsey. They are. They're comparing him to Kelsey. And Bill, my brother, guess what, brother? I think that the New York Jets are going to pick tight end Brock Bowers. Yes, Brock Bowers, and I really do. Then number 11. We have the Minnesota Vikings. I think they'll just sit there because I think they're going to pick Mr. Michael Penix as the quarterback of the future of the Minnesota Vikings. That's what I think they're going to pick. And then we have the Falcons. Falcons are probably going to give, they need to shore up their defense. Brandon Murphy, the second, from Texas. I think the Falcons will definitely pick him. And then we have the Raiders offensive tackle. Most likely, I think they might go with an edge rusher to get on the other edge. Jared Verse of Florida State. That's what I think the Las Vegas Raiders will go to. And then the New Orleans Saints, they'll probably now in the 14th, 15th, I think in the middle, between the 10 and 20, you're going to see a lot of offensive tackles, like offensive tackle, the kid from, where was it, Penn State, Fashanu. Man, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. And, I think that's going to go. And then you have the Indianapolis Colts at number 15, Quinton Michael. And it just keeps going on and on, guys. I mean, I keep changing. Everyone keeps changing their stats. I think there's going to be a lot of trades. I think the Jags are going to trade with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to try to get a cornerback near the end of the draft. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to trade up to with the Miami Dolphins maybe. I think Dolphins are going to try to get more offensive tackles. Same with the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to try to get offensive tackle. It's the kid from Oklahoma. It's Tyler Gutan. And the Detroit Lions, I think they're going to go another edge rusher, like Darius Robinson with Missouri. Buffalo Bills, edge rusher. They need edge rushers. We need wide receivers too now. But I think they need, that's what's wrong with Buffalo Bill. Their defense, their edge, if they have an edge rusher, if they can get to Mahomes, they have to think of how they're going to beat Mahomes. If Mahomes is running around for his life, then they need edge rushers. And they really need to shore up the... trust me, Josh Allen's going to take care of business with the wide receivers, no matter who he gets. He's that good. And then Nate Williams, I think he'll come off the board with the Cardinals. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, they need offensive guard. Tony Fontenot of Washington, I think that's a good pickup. The Green Bay Packers, when they're on the board, I think they're going to get a linebacker, Peyton Wilson from NC State. Excellent choice in that one. And the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are definitely going to pick up a running back. I really do. They got rid of Pollard. I think I really do think they might pick up a running back. They're all think about they need a center. They need a center. They need a center. They need this. They need that. But there's Jonathan Brooks of Texas. I think he's going to be the big surprise. I really do. He suffered an ACL injury in November of the final season at Georgia and wound up on a top 10 pick the following April, despite his injury. Gurley carried the ball 1,265 times and caught 218 passes in his first 5 pro seasons. Dallas could view Brooks as a sort of workhorse because of his combination of power and agility. So that might be a surprise. That might be a surprise. Dallas, they're always surprising. And then I think the Minnesota Vikings probably shore up the offensive line, maybe even go. I think they're going to pick I really do think they're going to pick Mr. Great from the Washington Huskies, and that's Mr. Penix. I really think they're going to pick him. I really do. So, hey, Seattle Seahawks are probably going to go defensive tackle. I think the Niners are going to try to get even down the board. I think they're going to pick up an offensive tackle because guess what? Williams is, he's what, 38, 37? He's getting up there, So I think they're going to try to get the kid from Oregon State, Faguda. I think, and then also we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to shore up their corners even better. I think they're going to go with Alabama cornerback sophomore, Tyreen Arnold. The Los Angeles Rams, I think they're going to go defense. Penn State has a great edge rusher, Chop Robinson. I think they're going to go with him. Then the Bengals, I think the Bengals are going to try to get a wide receiver because they, of course, I don't think they're going to keep T. Higgins because they franchise tagged him. And usually when they franchise tag, they really ultimately want to trade, and I think they'll try to get a wide receiver like Brian Thomas of LSU. I think Brian's just amazing talent. And then, like I told you, I think Kansas City might even trade to with Jacksonville, and they need another wide receiver, Xavier Worthy. He's a great pickup. So think about it. They're going to have to think of guys. The kid, Rashid Rice, he's going to be suspended. He's going to be suspended for the stuff he did. So they're going to need someone for Patrick to throw to. I don't think they're going to really be all that and then some. With Rashid Rice, I think he's going to be. He's just took a giant step backwards in his career. Giant step. He's going to take some giant steps forward to get back to where he was. I can guarantee you that. Andy Reid is not going to accept that shit. The Philadelphia Eagles. I think they'll trade with the Seattle Seahawks. They really need a center, right? Graham Barton from Duke. I think he'd be a great fit for the Eagles. And then you have the Indianapolis Colts, Quentin Mitchell. I think Quentin's, he's a corner, and that's about it. I went over all the teams, what they're going to, in the first round, what I think they're going to pick and who I think they're going to pick. And there's going to be some trading in that first round, guys. Going to be some trading. Exciting stuff. Stefon Diggs has a new home. The Buffalo Bills are revamping the way they're going to beat Kansas City. Man, it's exciting. Guys, enjoy your morning coffee. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you. I mean it, guys. It's really important for me to say that, and I really am thankful. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.